Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Small Retired Life. I'm Raina. I'm a Canadian. I live in Calgary, Alberta. And this is my channel where I'm going to be talking about all things retirement, health, lifestyle, a life in a day kind of videos, finances, anything and everything that comprises being retired as a solo female, and just living a small but meaningful life. I didn't, at the end of the day, I didn't really become fully retired until I was 58 years old. And even after that, it took me a few more years to find my groove and figure out what it is that I want to do on the day to day. And I think that is probably not unusual. I think it takes us quite a long time after a lifetime of working and having a routine and being somebody, being Raina dot whatever at xyz.com, and all of a sudden you're at home and it's almost like you're invisible. I love my life. I love my day to day. I've figured out my groove, as we talked about before. But I find that I need to do something. And this is the reason for starting this YouTube channel. Actually, there's a few reasons, but mainly I'm finding myself at a place where sometimes I admit I'm a little bit bored and I feel like there really isn't a challenge. And so many people have said to me, oh, well, go do volunteer work or go traveling and so on and so forth. But none of those things really jived with me. I mean, I used to travel for work all the time. I mean, all the time. I was on the road every month. And so when I retired, I didn't have that urge to go traveling. Now, it doesn't mean that I never will. It just means that at this point, I didn't have that urge to do it. So I feel like I need something else to kind of get me up in the mornings, get me excited. And starting a YouTube channel was intriguing to me. One of the main reasons why I wanted to start my own YouTube channel is that I haven't really found a lot of channels out there that I identify with. I mean, I'm just over 60. I'm a solo retiree, female. Obviously, it's different when you're retired on your own than when you have a partner. And a lot of the channels focus on a specific niche. They're either travel channels or someone who lives overseas, or often they're fashion or beauty channels. And all of that is great. And I watch those channels, but I haven't found anyone who's kind of like doing a holistic um, a day in the life kind of channel where they talk about the daily things that comprise being retired, being a solo female, and just living your life day to day and not doing, like I said, these huge things where you're always traveling. The second reason is, as I mentioned, I'm a little bit bored. It's like I need a challenge. I need something to stimulate my day to day. I need something that is challenging because it's new. It's something I haven't done before. This is the first ever video I've ever shot or had to speak in front of, and it's weird. Like I've played little clips and I hate my voice, I hate the way I come across, and apparently all these things are normal, but it's a learning curve and it's challenging and it's overcoming barriers that you place in your own head about putting yourself out there. The third reason I'm doing this channel is one thing I found over the last 4 years is I've been losing some of my, I guess, technology edge. When I worked, I was constantly on the computer. I was always learning new software, learning new things. And being retired, not having to be on the computer past browsing the internet and looking at YouTube videos, there's so many things that have advanced over the last 4 years, and I want to stay relevant with my technology. I want to know what's new and what's out there and to be using it. And one way to do this is by doing a YouTube channel because it kind of gets you into learning new things. Even just, how do you transfer a file from your camera onto your computer without doing it directly, wirelessly through the camera because it takes like an hour. So things like that. I want every video to have something new and something that I have to get out there, look up and learn. Finally, I think it would be nice to get this channel monetized and make a little bit of extra cash. I mean, who doesn't want a little bit of extra cash? I love investing. I would rather go on my online trading account and buy an ETF, exchange traded fund, than go out there and buy a piece of clothing. I spent my life working in the capital markets, in the investor relations field, and investing just became a part of my everyday. I feel comfortable with it and I enjoy it, and I'd love to just buy more stock. So I would love to make a little bit of extra cash to be able to do that, or to do kind of the little extra things. Just I think it's great if everyone has a bit of a side gig. And I think that having a side gig when you're retired is amazing because you do or you work at something you want to do. And that is such a privilege. I mean, my entire life I've worked for someone else and I've had to be at someone else's beck and call. And here I am and I can do whatever I want. And that is just so amazing. And really, the last 4 years, I've just been spending trying to figure out who I am and what I'm all about. And I think I'm ready to do something different. So one of my goals, one of my starting goals is to get posting regularly, meet with people online here once a week, hopefully, learn something new with every single video, and eventually get to a place where this channel is monetized. I think it would also be interesting to share that part of my journey with you and maybe see how long it takes to get monetized, if I can get monetized, what kind of money you end up making with YouTube. I think those things are interesting to people. They were interesting to me when I was kind of doing my research on YouTube channels. And I was interested in how other people went about getting their channels monetized and how long it took. And I like watching their beginning videos and then seeing how they're improving along the way. So for this video, I had to learn how to film a video with my camera. I'm not using my iPhone, I'm using a Sony ZV-1, and the only reason I'm not using my iPhone is because I didn't actually have a setup. I had a tripod, I had a camera, and every single YouTube video I've watched on how to do a video said just use what you have and get your video out there because no one really watches that first video. It's really depressing to think that no one watches your first video because I think I've recorded even just the starting of this video at least 50 times. But it's good to just get started and get it out there. The second thing I have to learn is how to actually edit all of these clips together. So that will be an adventure, um, that uh, will be a learning curve. I'm not sure even what to use or how to do it or anything. So we'll see where that takes us. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. If there's topics you want me to cover, please leave them in the comment section below. And give me a follow and a thumbs up, which will get my channel started and hopefully get me on my road to monetization. I'll have another video up next week, so tune in, turn on your notification button, and I'll see you guys next week.